The areas that we struggle with take us deeper into compassion and understanding. And so me quitting porn was a challenge. And so one thing I learned from that is the reason I kept bleeding is because I was trying to fight a part of myself. And I know Philip said this before, like, I think you got a quote around this from, you can't kill off a part of yourself. And so if you're fighting this part of you, if you're struggling with an addiction, if you're struggling with something and you've been trying to say no and you've been failing, chances are you're actually fighting that part. And to me, in order to move forward, you first have to make peace and realize, as Philip said a minute ago, it's actually a form of regulation. It's actually trying to serve you, and it's serving a vital role. And once you can be grateful and see how it's supporting you and understand like, this is actually my ally. So this actual part of me, for me, I called it my mistress of porn, was an ally, huge ally for me that helped me for 2 decades through all the pain and rejection and challenge and frustration and all the shit I had. That was my go-to. So once, instead of fighting that, I made an ally. Now I could say, let me give you a new mission, ally. You're not going to do this mission anymore. And let me find a better way to replace that. Now I just need new habits to replace my current habits of a better form of regulation. And what Philip's saying, now I need to upscale my regulation to a whole nother level. I need new practices, new habits, new rituals, but I'm not fighting a part of me anymore. Now I've got an ally in part of me. So that was a big distinction that I did for a long time. And that's what created shame. So because I fought a part of me, I had shame and I didn't want to share it because I was shameful. Once I realized like, it's my ally, it's protecting me, it removed the shame and it allowed me to go to that next level. So just check in with where you're at, because those are kind of the succession stages of one, making a friend or ally with this part of you that hasn't worked. Second, then you put some new practices and habits in place. And then third, you create accountability and allyship to create momentum. And one more piece I will add, if you haven't gotten results in an area, find people who have. I would say this, like, if you've struggled with finances, or you'd struggled with your relationship, or you struggle with your body, or you struggle in these areas, find somebody else who've had a lot of success, or look for multiple people and start to interview them. Say, hey, reach out. Hey, what are your habits? What are your rituals? What are your mindset? What do you tell yourself? Who are your coaches you work with? Find out their blueprint or their map of how to do it. And one other thing I'd say is, one thing I have learned in doing that process, if I've struggled with something, I'm probably not going to go to somebody it was easy for. And that's one thing I've learned is, like, if it was easy for them, they didn't go through the same struggle, they're not going to have the same level of compassion. So for me, I still want somebody who's gotten results, but I want somebody that's actually struggled if I've struggled, because they're going to have a lot more compassion. Like, I wouldn't be the best guy to tell somebody health, because I'm gonna be like, hey, just do it. What's your problem? Like, I don't understand. But if somebody said, hey, I've struggled with getting porn, I'm gonna go, I get it. Man, here's the blueprint. Here's the map. I know how to get out of this because I struggled with it too. So make sure when you're looking for allies, you're finding people that can relate to where you're at and the process you've gone through.